Okay, today we are going to be talking about how I made the sconce. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I have sconces on either side of my background. So stay tuned.
Hi, welcome to DIY is my happy place. I'm Amy, and today we're going to be talking all about do-it-yourself lights made from supplies found at the Dollar Tree. I know that sounds crazy. Lights at the Dollar Tree? I don't know if you've ever noticed the two lights on either side of my studio here. They are sconces that I made, all from Dollar Tree supplies. So, if you want to learn more about how to make lights, but first, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to all and share this out where you can. Now, let's have some fun.
I love blinged out sconces and I've become obsessed with them. I've made quite a few now. This is an example of my creation that I came up with, and I likened it after one that I found from Beverly's Stunning Creations on YouTube. And I loved her version, but I just tweaked it a little bit and changed it to make it my own. So first of all, I will show you the first one that I made, and I did it after the way that Beverly does hers. And these are all items that I picked up from the dollar store. And I did everything the way that she did, and turned out great. I loved it. But I also came up with a new way that was a little bit faster, but still gave that glamorous look. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So again, here is my Beverly version, and then I'll show you mine. The thing that you start with is a napkin holder from the Dollar Tree. Now, I always do mine in twos, but you don't have to. Then you get you some acrylic gems and some little glass jars. This is the part where I differ a little bit. Then you need some good glue and 2 push lights for each sconce. I did find some push lights from Walmart that were even cheaper than the Dollar Tree, so I picked those up. But these are from the Dollar Tree. And then you need a mirror for each sconce. Now, the mirrors are plastic round with cardboard backing. So they're pretty flimsy, but that's okay because this is all going to work out. So first of all, you take the plastic piece off the front, and then you need to reinforce that cardboard backing because it will fall apart if you don't once you put this all together. There's different types of glues that you can get at the dollar store, and they don't always have all of them. But this is one that I've used quite a bit. Sometimes they have E6000, and then sometimes they have cement glue. I quite like this one. And you need a whole tube for 2 sconces just to reinforce the backing. So you just put glue all over the back, and you let that just sit overnight to dry. It does take a while to dry. So that's the first thing you do. You do your back, put it away, and then you also need to put some sort of hangers on there. The hangers that come with the mirror are not sufficient for the weight of what we're going to be doing with it. So I just use a little piece of twine that I also got from the Dollar Tree and glue that on really strong. I have had those come apart before and the whole thing drops. So you do want to glue that really well with your strong glue, not hot glue, but a strong glue like your E6000. And then you just put that away. My suggestion is you start this the day before you really plan on doing the project. Put that away and don't think about it until the next day. Okay, now let's do our project. Let's get our cute little mini glass jars. And I did pick up some Adhesive Gemstones from Walmart because I wasn't able to get all the acrylic gems at the time that I want. Sometimes dollar store doesn't carry them, and so I grabbed the others. Again, my awesome super glue that I got from the Dollar Tree. Now, You want to put your napkin holder flat on the ground and take your lids off your glass jars, and then we're going to glue it on with hot glue. We're going to reinforce it with a stronger glue in a minute, but hot glue will put it in place, and then we'll reinforce it with the glue that takes overnight to dry. When you put the first glass jar on, you want to leave the space from the backing of the napkin holder where you will be attaching the mirror. So make sure you don't put your jars all the way to the back of it. And then you just start hot gluing them on. It's very fast and easy to do. Just glue those into place and they level up really easily. And put a little dab of hot glue on each spot, and knowing that we're going to come back and reinforce it with super glue, or my favorite, multi-purpose cement. I got this also from the dollar store, and the reason why I love this kind of glue is it doesn't leave strings. It's very easy to put on, and it dries clear. I didn't know for sure when I first did it if it would dry clear, but sure enough, it dries clear, and it is very strong. So you put those on, and once it's all glued up, this is going to take a day to dry, but you can still keep working on the next steps while this is drying, because we're not going to be putting any pressure on it. Here's what it looks like from overhead, and like I say, I always make 2 at a time, and see how the glue is all over, but then dries completely clear and it becomes invisible. Now we're going to put some gems around. Now I've done different ways. The diamond gems work, or I had some of this left over from a previous project. I always try to use up whatever I have, but the diamond gems from the dollar store work equally well. And we're going to put them on the top and on the very bottom. And then we have our gems from the Dollar Tree, and those can go in the holes where the top of the jar is. And the beauty about these acrylic gems is they really love hot glue. And for some reason, hot glue really sticks well with those acrylic gems. So you don't have to use a super glue, just hot glue on those. So just hot glue them into place, and got my handy dandy hot glue from the Dollar Tree and glued them all in. So you just go along, and it's amazing how quickly this process really is with the gems getting glued into your jars. I've made so many of these that I've incorporated some of the videos with different parts of it. So sometimes you'll see one and sometimes you'll see another style. But it still is, the process is still the same. Okay, now you want to put those little gems on the bottom. Now you need to use the Walmart ones that have flat bottoms rather than the diamond shape that you get from the Dollar Tree. And you glue those on. You can use hot glue or you can reinforce it with the cement glue. Now once it's completely dried, it looks a little messy, but do not worry, that will not show at all. The inside of the sconce will not be showing at all. Now we get our frame, and I did spray paint it white. You can spray paint it a color if you'd like, or leave it black. And then put our flat gems around there, or you can use the diamond gems that you get from the Dollar Tree, which are on the adhesive sticky kind. And so you just glue those down onto the mirror, and it really is easy to do. I use hot glue on these, and they have not come apart at all, and I've had them up for quite a while. So definitely hot glue is all you need here. You do not need to reinforce it with a super glue, because these little gems are very lightweight. And you notice that my spray paint wasn't perfect, and it really didn't matter either, because once the gems are on, you can't see behind if there's a little bump in the spray paint. Okay, so put those all together, and it's starting to look bright and shiny. Okay, now my back is completely dry. I glue that into the mirror frame, and that is getting ready to glue on my napkin holder. So you can see that the Walmart gems are very flat, and those are the ones that you're going to want to put on your mirror. Or you use some of this kind of gems that I'm peeling back here. Now you want to make sure that the decorative gems diamonds are glued down very tightly, because when you put the mirror on back here, you don't want those popping up. And you can use the gems to glue the mirror more securely from the napkin holder onto the mirror. Now this metal part that I'm holding onto here, that is all going to be completely glued all along those strips. We put the very strongest glue we can use. E6000, the cement glue, works really great because it doesn't melt around. Anyway, we put a lot of that glue and really glue it hard onto the mirror. And then I reinforce the very edges of it with hot glue to hold it in place until it's completely dry. Then once it's completely dry, you can put 2 push lights into the napkin holder. And here's another view of the different push lights that I've used over the years. And if you can pick them up for cheaper than what you can get at the dollar store, do it. And don't forget your batteries. What's amazing is I've used the Walmart batteries and they've held up just fine with these, as long as I don't forget to turn them off at night. But that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple, and it just takes a little time because you need drying time. The actual application time goes pretty quickly. And here's the thing that I love so much about it. Once you turn those lights on, look at all the really neat shadows that it creates. And it just looks so glamorous. I have used them in a lot of different areas in my house. Over my fireplace, over my headboard, to decorate any kind of setting. You could make them more for a child's room or really anything. And they look different accordingly. If you have the light on in the house, then they give a certain look. And then they have a completely different look if the light is off. And look at all the really fun shadows. My granddaughters love looking at these lights and dancing around with the lights.
Thank you so much for joining me along the fun DIY project of making lights. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and notification bell to all, and share this out where you can. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.